We're on. Welcome to the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast. Welcome back to the Real Quick with Mike Swick podcast. Hopefully you saw another episode before and you're returning because it was good, I hope. If not, stay tuned for this one. This one will be good, I promise you, I assure you. So we are in the new studio now. We remodeled. It has 3 parts, so you can see behind me some new features. And this one's designed more so for in-studio guests. So you're going to see some really cool stuff coming up soon. Excited to show you guys that. We're going to have a couple in-studio podcasts coming up within the next week, actually. So today's guest is Benson Henderson. I love this guy, super inspirational, amazing fighter who's fought everybody, former UFC champion, former WEC champion. He's running a 4-fight win streak in Bellator right now. He's just a great father, great family guy, just a great person, honestly. And I've known him for a while. We've done a lot of stuff together, appearances, and we've just done a lot of stuff. And he's just a good guy, and I've been wanting to get him on the podcast. And so here we go. Let's talk to Benson Henderson. Benson Henderson, welcome to the show, buddy.
Thanks for having me on, Mike. Thanks for having me on, man. I appreciate it.
I want to get you on for a long time, man. It's cool to finally get you on here.
Oh, heck yeah.
So how you been? It's been a while since we hung out and talked and carried guys down the mountain.
Yeah. It was a good time. It was super fun. It's been pretty good. Still just training, trying to get these guys.
A lot of work, huh?
Trying to get these guys all squared away. Well, yeah, everything's same old with me, man. In the gym, training, trying to be the best I can be, all that good stuff.
How is it with the quarantine thing right now? Do you guys still training? You got a good camp and everything, or is it kind of like?
Yeah, Arizona is one of the crazy states. The Wild West Cowboys, gunslingers. The governor for Arizona has cut off our quarantine. So everything pretty much for Arizona is the same, normal, like not a big deal. So for us, it's not that bad. Talking to like other people in other parts of the country, I realize how bad it is, and like how seriously they take their lockdown. Arizona never took their lockdown too seriously. Yeah. And now lockdown now is has been ended. And so, like, the gym's been good. Even during lockdown, like, I own the gym, so I was still able to go in the gym whenever I wanted to, still able to train whenever I needed to, hit up my striking coach, Rob Emerson, and I was able to hit as many sessions as I wanted to and needed to with him. So even during quarantine, it wasn't too bad for me.
Yeah, that's cool, man. So at least you had that going for you. I think with the riots and everything going on now, like, pretty much quarantine is just kind of out of the picture. So we'll see if it, like, spikes COVID after all this, like these protests. We'll if it doesn't spike, then we know that it's kind of done. Like if this many people can hang out together and it doesn't have a big spike, then we're probably okay.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Yeah, I hope we're over this thing, man. So, do you have any fights lined up, or are you just training to stay in shape?
No fights lined up just yet. Just training just to be in shape. I was hoping to get. I had a jiu-jitsu competition. I like to compete. If I'm not, good job. If I don't have a fight lined up, I need something to, aim for. I need something to be motivated for. I guess something like that. I don't always have to have it, but it is nice to have something. I can train for a while. I can train for a while, no problem, with no fight or nothing coming up. But it is nice to have. It's nice to have a competition, something to aim for. So I just competed a jiu-jitsu match. I lost that one. So that fires me up. Definitely don't like losing.
Now you
I wanted to get back in there for another jiu-jitsu competition pretty soon, actually. But no jiu-jitsu competitions, no fights. I haven't heard from Bellator at all. Bellator's been pretty quiet. I text every once in a while, hey, what's up, guys? You guys remember me? But I haven't heard anything from Bellator, so no fights.
They haven't made any announcements or anything, right? Like, they don't have any fights planned as of right now. They're just kind of like trying to figure out what they're going to do.
I haven't heard anything like officially. I heard some rumors, like from the grapevine, this and that. Fights there. I thought originally I heard they were aiming to have their first fight, probably no crowd, in the last weekend of June or first weekend of July.
last year?
Hajima.
Oh, there you
go. Last weekend of June, first weekend in July, but I haven't heard officially from Bellator themselves. So,
what do you think about that? What do you think about the no crowd? I'm sure you've seen these fights lately. What does it have? Does it have any difference for you, or is it just it's another fight? Doesn't matter.
I think I was actually the very first time the UFC did it. The very first card was down in Brazil at Fortaleza, somewhere like that. And that was actually one of my guys was one of my boys, John McDessie. He was fighting on the card. In that it was so early on, such early in the quarantine thing. Originally, they had sold tickets, and it was gonna be a regular show like normal. And then, like as the fight week came, they realized, oh hey, this is pretty serious stuff. That they would need to quarantine this, quarantine that. They might cancel the whole card. So the very first UFC card with no crowd. I cornered that one, and of course, you got to talk to your boy. Like, oh yeah, it's no big deal. It's easy. It's just no crowd, but it's the same thing. Go in there, go fight. Yeah. It's no big deal. It's okay. But like, as a coach, you have to say that. You have to be like, oh, it's no big deal. So go ahead, do the same thing, same stuff. But as a fighter, like, who knows? Like maybe like, I really have no idea like what to expect or how you're going to be, how you're going to perform. So I did want to have one competition first with no crowd before I have my first fight with no crowd. So that was another reason why I took the jiu-jitsu competition, because they competed with no crowd. So it was a little bit different. Definitely, I want to say not as hyped up, because like you yourself are still, me myself as a competing in the jiu-jitsu match, I was still pretty excited. I was still like ready to go or not, but definitely different without the crowd, no yelling, no screaming, that sort of stuff. Definitely a little bit different. So I am glad I did it.
Yeah, I only did on the Ultimate Fighter, and that was before I fought in the UFC. So it was like before I had like the big crowds, the big stadiums and all that. So like for me, coming up in Texas and fighting, amateur and pro in Texas, I had like 50 people sometimes anyways. It wasn't like, It was still cool to be in the UFC gym. Yeah, that was kind of cool and kind of a shock value. But I can imagine going to the stadiums and going back to that and then going, it plays a part probably. But I think once the fight starts, it's a fight, I do want to go back to, our last meeting, our fight that we had together. A funny story that you never heard. But so I fought on UFC on Fox 4. I fought DeMarcus Johnson. That was my big win. And I was going to come. That was it. I was done. I was retired. I was going to get that win and then come back to Thailand, build this gym, and run off into the sunset. So then they called me and they wanted me to do UFC on Fox 5 because they wanted to put me on the main card, that you were the headliner against Nate Diaz. And I was like, okay. Shit. They want to put me on the main card, and I got bumped to the main card on UFC on Fox 4, which was awesome. But this time I'd be like featured on the main card, so I'd have the poster and all this stuff, and like be billed on Fox. So I was like all excited. So I was like, oh shit, all right, I'll do one more fight, and that's when I fought Matt Brown. And you trained so hard, bro. Like, and me and you, we did the mountain training together, and I remember the mountain training you did, and you were such a savage. We'll get into that in a second. You were such a savage on that mountain training when the Marines tried to kill us. And so I came into that fight, and I don't know if you remember this, but on Tuesday we came in, and I was healthy, I was fine, normal fight week, and I grabbed my Tuesday night training, and you were in there. We were in the training room at the same time. Like you were training, getting ready for the fight on Tuesday night, your workout. So we met in there, and we were like, what's up? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. So we started training. So I usually I don't do crazy hard like fight week training, and I definitely don't warm up that much before fights. I'm kind of like, I get it over with and then just kind of coast on fight week. That's just the way I am. You were like killing it. You were like killing it, dude. So I was like, man, I knew I was ready. I knew I was in good shape. I knew I was like fast. And even though I was like 30, I don't even know how old I was at that time, but I knew I was doing good. So I was like training with you, like on the other side of the gym. So I was like showboating and like trying to train hard, and like I did way too many rounds. I did like 5 rounds with Bob Cook, and then I did like 3 rounds grappling. Like I killed it, and I was like, it was funny because you were in there. You elevated that level, and then dude, I went that night to Cheesecake Factory in Seattle, or whatever, and had food. Went back to the room, and by 12 to 1 a.m. I started getting sick, like the cramping in the stomach.
Oh yeah.
Like I started feeling it coming on, and then like by 3 a.m. it was like full blown, like I had like food poisoning. And that drained me, bro. And so like that workout, I never recovered from that workout, and it was so hard to get sleep those last few days. But it was cool, man, because like it was a lesson learned. Like, so anyone listening, like, do what you usually do and don't try and show off. I was trying to show off because you train so savage, bro.
Thank you.
That's like competitive, because when I'm in the gym, I don't like to be out-trained. And so, like, even on fight week when I usually don't train hard, I still don't like to be out-trained, apparently. And you did out-train me, for the record. But but I was, like, trying. I was trying to, like, show myself. And then I was, like, I had to regret that one a little bit.
No, I think it's definitely, like you said, a good lesson learned. Like, I did the same thing. Like, we all, have learning lessons and stuff we learn from. But I do, somebody did yoga. It was my first time doing yoga, like, for a fight, whatever, lose weight, and that rocked me pretty good. Like, oh man, this is a little bit different when you get down the weight, and then you do a Vikram yoga, like you get the water sucked out of you like fast, bad. And since then, I've gotten better at it. I did it for a while for all my weight cuts the week of the fight and whatnot, But that first time, I was trying to do what I forgot what it was. It was like 2 or 3 of us all at the same time, and someone said, "Hey, we should do some hot yoga. It's really tough, Vikram yoga." And then we're like, "Okay, yeah, let's go do it." Same thing. And then that jacked me up pretty good. It's
crazy, man. Yoga's tough, dude. It's like too tough for me, man. Like staying in one position and like balancing and stuff. That's tough, man.
Oh yeah, the different poses. Yeah. Now I'm pretty good at it. I like yoga a lot, so now I'm a lot better at it. But it's tough.
Let's talk just real quick. Let's talk about that. So how did you end up in the mountain training with the Marines that we did together? So I got the call, and we went up there, and the Marines were going to put us through like some mountain training, and we went up to, I don't even know where we went, man. We went to the highest mountain in California, Nevada. I don't even know where we went, and they put us through that crazy training, dude. And like they said that's what they normally do, but then we found out later that they were trying to just break us, and like we didn't get broken, man. We stuck.
They upped it a bit for sure. They upped it a bit. You saw the guys talking to themselves like, "Oh, yeah, we got to do blah, blah, blah." It's like, "Oh, I see what you guys are doing.
Yeah, like Brendan Schaub was there as well. And then we had a 4-man team, and we had to carry this guy down. His name was Randy. Do you still remember that?
Randy, yeah.
They named him Randy. He was like 200-pound like dummy, and we had to like carry him down this mountain. It was crazy, man. Yeah. That was so crazy.
Yeah. It was a good time. The thing I remember most about that was we had to sit inside we had the ghillie, and they had to sit inside when we were trying to be like snipers, and you had to locate this. Where you going?
Locate he wants to
something
Skype.
As a sniper, and one of us was like the finder guy. One of us was like the finder guy, the spotter for the sniper. Another guy had the thing, and he was a sniper, and they would look across to the other mountain or something like that. And then all I remember is that I had no idea what the guy was talking about. He was like, "Yeah, remember the tree like 45 degrees up, just west of the thing?" I was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about. Literally none." I was like, I think I'm literally looking at the wrong hill. I'm not even looking in the right direction. He looked at me like I was the dumbest, most incompetent person. I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I have no idea what I'm doing." He's like, "Yeah, let me just help you a little bit. Let me aim for you. There you go. That's better." It was just, it was pretty funny.
That's so funny, man. That was a good time, though, man. We had some good. It was a good team building kind of workout. Having a
that was great. I think that whole part of the military,
Hey, what's up?
The whole part of the military, the whole camaraderie, team building, that sort of stuff. I love that stuff. That stuff is awesome. Like that's if they do it well and it works good, like that's good stuff.
Yeah, they gave us respect too at the end, so that was cool. I guess we lived up to the expectations of being fighters and fighting hard. So that was fun.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I'm going to take a second to thank our sponsor, AKA Thailand, the world's premier luxury training resort here in Phuket, Thailand. If you haven't watched a podcast before or you don't know what AKA Thailand is, here's a video.
What's up, everybody? I am here in Thailand. This is the first time I've ever been here. Been dying to come here for years. The great Mike Swick. He's one of the big reasons he's been trying to pull me down here. What he built down here AKA Thailand is incredible. There's people here from all over the world. You can train mixed martial arts here, jiu-jitsu. They have weightlifting, they have cardio, and obviously they have Muay Thai, boxing, everything. I'm telling you guys, I know everybody wants to go to Thailand because Thailand's so cool, but you can't come to Thailand without coming to AKA Thailand. Come on.
What do you do? I know you're obviously a big family guy. I love your family, man. You always post about that on Instagram and stuff. What else do you do for your fun time? Like right now, you're not hearing from Bellator. You're not really dealing with the quarantine and where you're at. What do you do for fun? Like, what does Benson Henderson do to chill and relax? I know you have no vices, by the way, for everyone listening. This guy doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He doesn't do drugs.
Yeah, I'm pretty boring.
He doesn't even take supplements.
Yeah.
Do you take supplements now? Did you like start doing that, or you
I
still?
started taking supplements a while ago. I started taking supplements.
Oh, well, there you go. Congratulations.
For a long time, I didn't want to do protein. I didn't want to do. I still don't want creatine, but I didn't want to do protein. I didn't want to do any supplements. But I didn't think I needed it.
He didn't take any supplements.
Yeah, I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never drank in my life. Never smoked in my life. Never done any drug or anything like that in my life. I don't like. I think it's like a social anxiety thing. I don't like going to like clubs or bars. I literally can count on one hand how many times I've ever been to a freaking bar or club or something like that. But with that, for fun now is just hanging out with the boys.
Yeah.
Trying to just go do fun stuff with them. Take them to a comic book store. Still read like I'm still like a dork, so I've learned to live with it. It's okay. So, but I got my boys in the comic books and the whole Marvel stuff. So,
oh yeah,
that's all I really do now. Yeah.
Are they going to be fighters?
Nah.
Nah.
I do. My wife and I, we do want them like wrestling. We do want them maybe doing taekwondo or something, But like, as far as like actual MMA competition fighting, not so much. I don't even want them training. Like, they can train wrestling, they can train like taekwondo, but that's it. Jiu-jitsu, but then that's it. Like, but no like mixing of boxing and this and that and that. Maybe astronauts. Maybe they'll be the first set of brothers to go into space together. Be the first humans to ever step foot on Mars.
Dude, follow Elon Musk is headed that way, man. That's his plan. That's his plan, dude.
Yep.
And I believe that, man. There's nothing that man can say that I don't believe.
Yeah, they're gonna do the moon first, and they had a couple things, but I think right around the time they actually have the technology to go to Mars, my boys will be right at that prime age.
To Mars. You're the first person I've asked about their kids, and you said to Mars. That's where they're going. Straight to Mars, past the moon, dude. Just straight to Mars. They're gonna inhabit Mars. They break a whole new like Henderson village and colony up there. That's awesome.
Yeah, they're gonna terraform Mars because we're gonna need another planet to live on because we're screwing this planet up so bad.
It seems that way. What do you think about the coronavirus? Like, and what's your thoughts? 'Cause I've talked to so many people that think it's like a bad flu. Let your immune system deal with it. Obviously protect the vulnerable, but then the other people that are more strong should be able to continue on with their lives and go on. Then I've talked to people that want to hide and just wait till it's over. What's your thoughts on that? Like, what do you think is the right answer?
I think it's like most things in life. It's probably somewhere in the middle. It's not on the extreme side. Don't have any social contact and hide from everybody. Because then your immune system doesn't get a chance to experience it. You're never going to be able to live it if you live through it if you do happen to catch it or whatever. And then I also think it's not a big deal. It's just a regular flu and this and that. Like, I think it's probably a little more serious than that. But I think it's somewhere in the middle, and like we have to figure a way out. That's what people understand. Like in all of life, in fighting. Oh, you bite his tongue.
I think you bit his finger.
Hungry baby. Like on all of life, it's a learning process. There's no set answer. Like, how do you live life? You have to go do this, you have to do that. You would never end up in freaking Thailand owning your own gym if you don't try this, if you don't try that. If you don't, you're not going to live the amazing life you've lived by not, experiencing it, like trying new things. For us, for the people in general, how to deal with the coronavirus, we have to try something. We have to try doing this method. If it doesn't work, that's fine, no problem. We'll set new guidelines. Make sure we'll try this method and see how life works. Everything gets back to normal. We don't want life to end. We don't want the economy to shut down and yada yada yada. But we do need to try something to make the losses from freaking coronavirus not as serious. Not as such large numbers. So I think it just comes down to me just like trying new things, trying that, trying this, trying that. Maybe that's not the answer. Cool, no problem. We tried. Yeah. It wasn't the right answer, but we tried. Let's move on to something else.
Yeah, for me, being in Thailand, I have to catch up with everything on the news because I'm not obviously in America. And it's like to have the coronavirus be such a bad, detrimental thing, especially financially. And then now the riots with this cop that did this horrible thing. And then now that's followed up with even more, stuff with the riots and businesses getting torn down and things like that. It seems like it's going crazy there right now. Like, is that affecting anything where you're at, like in your area, or is it more so the big cities like New York and Los Angeles and?
No, they have some old. I think that it depends if you're looking for it. If you're a protester and you want to find a protest, you can find a protest somewhere. Yeah. Like, even if you live in a small town, you'll be able to find somewhere to protest. So Phoenix did have some protests. I was not there. I didn't go protest. I'm not looking for that kind of trouble or anything. I'm an old man, so. It is.
You're 36.
Not that old. I'm older.
36, man.
36. Yeah, 36. I think if you want to live that kind of lifestyle and you want to look for kind of not trouble, but you want to do that, and then So Phoenix, they did have the protests here in Phoenix. But I wasn't anywhere close to it. I wasn't by Atlanta in Scottsdale somewhere. But I definitely think there's not right. This is obviously rioting, looting is not good, right? It's bad. I think everyone can agree. Even most rioters and looters can agree it's not good for society to get to the point
for peace.
Where people
it doesn't bring
to
peace.
Riot and loot. Yeah, it doesn't bring peace. It doesn't help in that sense. It doesn't solve any issues. Some people say, "Oh, well, don't riot like the innocent people, like Target and random AutoZone and this place and that place. Don't riot innocent small businesses, but maybe go riot the police officer houses and the judges." I was like, "Ooh, that sounds kind of scary." So you literally are telling the rioters and looters to not go there, but specifically the target police officers' houses and judges' houses and prosecutors' houses. That sounds even more like you're going to get KILED pretty seriously. Like you're going to start talking about assassinations and whatnot now.
Yeah.
So I don't know. There's no right way, no wrong way.
I see the simple form. I see the go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I see the simple idea of like the more problems we cause, the more destruction we make, the bigger impact it's going to have, and it'll be more likely to have change. But in reality, I've never seen hate and violence fix hate and violence. So it's like, and as a lot of the big people that are standing up right now on all sides are agreeing with the fact that we have to end this united, and just understand that these were some really shitty officers that need to be served justice. But it doesn't mean every officer is shitty, and it doesn't mean every person's shitty. It doesn't mean every, protester shitty. It doesn't mean every, it's one of those things, man. It's just sad to see on TV, people protecting their business after, 3 months of COVID. They have no money. They're down on their luck. They're protecting their business, and they're just getting ran over. But, hopefully it'll end, man. Hopefully this thing will get fixed faster, and they'll resolve it, and this shit will stop finally.
Yeah, hopefully. It's such a bad thing all around. Like, I understand not wanting innocent people to get hurt, innocent businesses to get hurt, but that's the same thing as people not wanting innocent George Floyd. I think that right, George Floyd.
I guess
he was innocent, and so he's just an example of an innocent person who did get hurt, who did get KILED, and. That's what the rioters and not rioters, that's the protesters. Rioters are different. Rioters are dumb butts, and they're not there for that reason. The actual protesters, and there were a lot of peaceful protests. I think the problem with social media nowadays is and the general media is everything negative is always brought to their attention, and we don't see the positive. Like everyone just focuses on the negative and this and that. But there were some, great, successful, peaceful protests in Denver, like all over the country. They had a bunch of peaceful protests, but it doesn't get the headlines. It doesn't catch the headlines, so no one really talks about that.
Of course.
That's quite as much. But yeah, I don't know. Something needs to be done for sure. Something needs to change.
Yeah, for sure.
I was going to be a
Absolutely.
police officer. I graduated college. I applied to be a police officer in Denver and Omaha. I got hired on. I was picking between the two, so I have the utmost respect. Being a police officer to me was my dream job. I always wanted to be a police officer. That was it. And then started fighting, but
yeah.
that was my dream job, and I got hired between two of them. So I have nothing but utmost respect. And half my gym is full of police officers and firefighters, so I got nothing but love for the guys. But something needs to change, and
that's what makes it bad,
it's
man.
not good.
That's what makes it bad, because I was like the opposite. I was like, I was more wanting to be in the military, like a military guy, and then I got into fighting and pursued that. And so I have the utmost respect for like the guys serving, and doing their duties for our country, and also the police officers and stuff like that. So it sucks when you have such high respect for these guys, and they have such important jobs, and they do such great jobs, and then there's these ones that do what they do and then just fucking ruin everything. So sorry, they just ruin everything, So it's like it makes it twice as bad when you're in a position of that power, that level of trust and that level, and then you ruin it. These guys that do that, and somehow I don't know how they're gonna do it. They have to figure out a way to stop that, because then all this happens. It sucks. It's frustrating.
I definitely think it goes. There's no easy answer.
Yeah.
It's not just about police brutality. Also, it's about like other things as well, other social injustices, other, a lot of things go into it. Getting small business loans, getting home loans for African Americans and that sort of stuff. Like it's a lot more than just police brutality. That is a bigger main issue, but it's a lot bigger than that. But I think what it starts with could help is just the hiring practices, who they hire. And not only who you hire, but then the training that goes into your hirees, like doing a 6-week training, police academy, 6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Like other parts of the world, they have their police academy that lasts for a whole year, and that's just the tip of it. And they have to continue on with your continual training and whatnot. So I think a lot of it will go into hopefully some change, some effect comes from all this George Floyd stuff.
Well, fight camp's 8 weeks, so like 8 to 12 weeks for just a fight camp. We do 3 of those a year.
It's not even long as a fight camp. Some of these police academies are like, wow, I spent a whole lot of time to learn how to be a police officer. You better do a lot of cram in there.
Yeah, well, I got to ask you, man, because you fought everybody, dude. You man, the list of people you fought is phenomenal. In fact, the funny thing is, I just mentioned you were 36 years old, and I think your record's 28-8, correct? I looked it up. 28-8. I think your record. I looked it up before because I was wondering what your updated record was, and that's 36. So I thought that was interesting. That it's the same as your age.
That's funny.
So yeah, I'm proud of myself for that. Figuring that out just for 2 seconds. Okay, we'll get back to the interview. So what I was going to ask you though is, since you fought so many people, man, you fought so many different top level guys. What was your thoughts from your perspective on the Gaethje Ferguson fight, and then what is your thoughts on Gaethje fighting Khabib if that fight happens? Obviously, you have the experience to touch on. Oh, you didn't watch it yet?
I didn't watch it. Nowadays, I don't watch a whole lot of fights. My wife and I, we will watch fights if we have like teammates.
Yeah,
or really like big name, like a big built-up fight. But otherwise, like I'm not too big into the watching MMA nowadays. Like I'll watch it ahead, like later on. All the fights end up like free on Instagram and Facebook. Like you can watch them. Like you'll see the snippets of all the highlights and whatnot. So I did see some of the highlights. I heard that Justin did a really good job. He looked really crisp. He actually didn't look like the old Justin who would just kind of throw haymakers and some heavy leg kicks, but he like kind of picked Tony apart a little bit. And I don't know. I think whoever is going to fight Khabib, they better work on their footwork first a lot.
Yeah.
Not allow him to clinch you up and to grab you. Not be on the cage. If you can freaking move, have good footwork, and not stay let Khabib pin you against the cage, I think that's going to help a lot. And then just working on your takedown defense, working on getting away. I don't know. Khabib, I think is a problem. He's not a conundrum in that he doesn't bring like 3-4 different facets where he's like, oh, you gotta watch out for this, and you gotta watch out for this, and you gotta watch for this. Khabib, you know what he's gonna do. He's gonna wrestle. He's gonna grab you. He's gonna hit that single leg against the fence, and you know that. So but he's a serious problem in that you know what he's gonna do, but he still does it to you somehow. So that's a tough one right there. I don't know. We'll see if Gaethje, if that matchup happens first of all, and then we'll see how it plays out.
I know you don't know the current status of Bellator and what they're doing and when their next fights are, but is there somebody that you want to fight, like that you have on? I mean, like I said, you fought everybody. Is there anybody out there that you just really want to fight right now, or is it just kind of like whoever they tell me?
I was supposed to have Chandler, Mike Chandler, for my last one. I was supposed to fight in December 31st. That Risen card, the co-promoted card. I was supposed to be on that one against Chandler. I ended up getting an injury that forced me out of the fight. My first fight in my entire career, I actually had to legitimately pull out of because of the injury. So
that was the first time in 36 fights? Holy shit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, first one. So I was not happy about that. And then we're supposed to match up in June, and then all this goes down. So, but it's going to be him and I. Whenever Bellator does start fights up again, they did tell me it will be Chandler and I. Like I am going to get that fight because Pitbull, the belt holder, is tied up in the featherweight tournament,
right?
And so he's not going to fight for a while. He still has like 2 more fights or 3 more fights in the tournament before he defends his belt in the tournament or whatever, and then deal with the lightweight belt after that. So like who knows when he's going to fight at lightweight again. So the next 2 guys are Chandler and I, so we'll see.
I'm looking forward to that fight, man. What are we going to see when we watch that? You and Chandler. Yeah.
I'm going to beat the tar out of Chandler. I haven't actually, like I'm not like a super Terry Tough Nuts, Billy Badass type of guy. Like, blah, blah. Gentle boys.
I messed up a couple times too.
Chandler, I haven't been as excited. I haven't really wanted to beat somebody up in a long time. I can't remember the last time I actually wanted to beat somebody up. I want to beat up Chandler. I want to get my hands on him. I want to beat him up. I'm going to beat him up. And on top of that, I think I beat him up in our last fight. We fought once before. The judges gave him the decision, but I beat him up. I know I beat him up. And he was sad at the end of that fight. He was hurting. I'm going to do the same thing this fight again. And I'm going to make sure that the 3 judges who see the fight, I'm going to make sure that they know who won also. Make sure it's clear in their head they know who won.
That's why I asked you, and that's why I knew you were going to say it. And that's why I want to watch it. And lastly, man, I know you're busy with your family and everything, and I know it must be tough with your family, but I've been trying to get you to come out here to Thailand for a long time, man. When am I going to finally get you and the family out here?
It's going to happen.
You always say that. You always say that, bro. When is it going to happen, though, man?
I know.
It's the best vacation for everybody. Everybody will have such a great time, man. We'll take care of everyone.
It's going to happen. I owe my wife a trip to the Caribbean somewhere first. After that, then our next vacation will be Thailand. It'll happen. And with the prices are cheaper now.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be way cheaper.
Airline tickets and whatnot, Yeah. So I was like, okay, I might buy the tickets for Thailand for 2 years from now or a year from now, or the furthest out you can buy tickets, and then buy tickets for the Caribbean or somewhere like vacation, and then but we get the tickets now while they're still freaking so cheap. Cause I still look at tickets almost at least 2 or 3 times a week. I look at tickets to Thailand, to like all over the place. Like just I like to travel and so I look at prices for tickets all the time. So I'm always looking at the prices to Thailand.
I promise you, man, you will have an amazing trip if you come to Phuket, dude. You guys will all have an amazing trip for sure, 100%.
Yeah. How bad is the coronavirus out there for you guys?
Like none,
Not
hardly.
at all.
It's like almost non-existent anywhere in Phuket. There hasn't been a new case in like. And when there was new cases, it was like 1 new case here, 1 new case here, like very, rare. And it's like now there hasn't been a new case in like 2 weeks or something. Everything's open except gyms. In fact, I could open my gym. I just can't have contact training. So I'm going to wait until it's like they allow contact training. So it's probably June 15th or July 1st. We'll open up for Muay Thai, at least the Muay Thai, and start doing Muay Thai classes, stuff like that. But yeah, it's pretty much gone here, man. Like, I mean, we're having to wear masks and stuff. It's like a 20,000 baht fine, which is like $600 fine if you get caught without a mask. So we're still, it looks like it's really bad, but it's really not. And like what you said, man, when this is over, bro, it's going to be so cheap because so many businesses are going out of business and going under, and like prices are going to be the cheapest they've ever been. And it's still the same beaches. It's still the same beauty. It's still the same food and atmosphere, just way cheaper. And it was already cheap in the first place. So, man, I'm telling you, man, you might want to do that Caribbean trip second. Come to Thailand first. See your boy. Come over here, do a little training, hanging out on the beach, go cruise the islands.
You guys got ocean water there too, you know?
Yeah, I got everything, man. Monkeys, dude. You can take the kids and show them some monkeys. It's crazy. Well, listen, man, I appreciate you taking time out. I know you're busy and spending time with your family, but man, it's been a long time since I caught up with you, dude. So I wanted to have a conversation, and I thought it'd be great to share. So thanks a lot for doing the podcast with me.
No, of course, man. Of course. Thank you, man. It was good to catch up. It was good to hear from you, man.
You're always inspiring to talk to, man.
I still stalk you. I still stalk you on all the social media stuff. Follow your gym and whatnot. You know, I'm happy for you. That's awesome. Like, I need to go out there just to check your gym out, man. It looks freaking amazing.
Well, you're super.
I watched you build it. Like, you posted the whole thing of you building this set. And all that. Man,
I did.
This Mike did this. He watched. Like, I was showing him everything, man. Like, it looks great, man. It looks amazing.
Thanks, man. Thank you for following that. And dude, you're such an inspirational guy, man. I looked up to you your whole career, and like I always look up to you, man. And you're a great father, great person, and appreciate you doing the podcast. And I'm very excited for that fight with Chandler. If I wasn't excited before, which I was, I'm definitely excited now after hearing this new little opinion from you, this new little rant, I guess you could call it. So I'm super excited, man. So just, man, enjoy your time with your family, and I'm sure it's going to happen soon enough. This thing's going to end. You're going to get back in there, watch you fight, and then I'll see you in Thailand, and we're going to have a fun time.
Heck yeah, man. Sounds great for me. All
right, brother. Take care, and tell the family I said say goodbye.
Thanks, man. Will do.
All right, there you have it, Benson Henderson. Just man, what a wonderful guy. You know, you can't deny that love with his family and his kids crawling all over him the whole time he's on Skype. You know, he's a great fighter. He's a great person, like I said before. It's great having a conversation with him. I don't get to talk to him very much because, you know, he's in America and I'm in Thailand, and he's fighting and I'm not. But it was great to catch up with him and rehash a couple old stories. We fought on the same card, obviously, as we talked about, and then did that crazy mountain training with the Marines that tried to break us. So you couldn't, Marines, by the way, we didn't get broke, and we did good. So just for anyone wondering, wish we had some footage of that. But anyway, I want to thank Benson for coming on the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you took from it. If you're watching on YouTube, which you should, you need to see Benson and his beautiful family. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Let us know if it's a good job that we did on this amazing podcast with Benson, or if it sucks and I need to do something different. Or if maybe you don't like the trinkets and flowers and shit behind me. Maybe you can comment about that. Definitely subscribe. Obviously, that's the point of having a YouTube channel. We want subscriptions so that we can deliver these podcasts straight to your subscription notification tab. And if you're on the audio platform, Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, subscribe to us there. And thanks for listening and watching.